Hello and welcome. It is I, Lynx, and we continue with a game from Fornoki. From that moment she neglected the world. Let's see where the story gets us. My interactions with Master became cold. Neither of us willing to budge from our stances, I took to avoiding her. Oh? Where she went, I could not be. Would we fight if we met? Or would she convince me to deal her a fatal blow? Standing with Sister Muking, I found that the spirit had filled the gap of a teacher. I learned the secret techniques of an ancient time with vigor. Before I knew it, I had crafted a small knife. This knife that I normally would have gifted to Master, I could only hold onto and turn it back into scrap metal. Okay. I wanted to reconcile, but I was unwilling to compromise. On this jewelry pick made for just two people, how much effort did I expend to avoid her who I wanted to see? Amidst my turmoil, unexpectedly my martial uncle from the Danin sect came to visit. Who? Overhearing their conversation, I learned that he wanted to take Master back to the Danin sect with him. Huh? They seemed so close, and thinking of how well some disciple at the Danin sect had called them, well matched when we had visited previously, my heart filled with vinegar. I did not like that. I really did not like that. There was something wrong with my heart.
Your feelings for your master will create a hard demon for you, and you will be unable to proceed in your cultivation.
I unconsciously grasped my chest and my heart that felt constricted as if knots had formed.
What do you mean by that? My feelings for my master? Is it love or is it obsession?
Hopefully not the second one.
It is nothing more than respect for her.
Her eyes pierced me. Even I knew that the words that came out of my mouth were lies, and my chest tightened.
No. I would know the look of someone who has fallen in love too deeply to dig herself out. If you're willing to let it die like that, that's fine too. You have to realize it before you can discard it or pursue it. Otherwise it will just become an obsession. I'm her disciple, she's my master!
I knew I had long passed the point where she held my hand through my studies. She had less and less to directly teach me.
If you saw her as just a teacher, you would have agreed to cut her down. If I didn't care about you, I would have let you continue onward, but I can feel a dangerous fluctuation within your cultivation. At first I thought that it was just your mood and worries about your master's request, but there is something else in there. I'll give you this. You're pretty good at hiding it, but I'm the one who forged your Feng sword that touched your blood. Did you think I wouldn't notice? If you let this go on, it will become a hard demon and lead to quit aviation. I won't tell you that your love will succeed. I won't tell you that you will necessarily achieve a happy ending. I'm just telling you to face your own emotions. I mean, easy for you to say. I know. No matter what you do, just don't let it become a regret-filled obsession.
I fell into silence. She, Master, the fairy who saved my life, Bai Fang Fei, was warm and kind, and she filled my heart with a soft tenderness. I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. I wanted to support her just as she supported me. I could not deny that. At some point, I had fallen in love with her. Not just a platonic love, but rather a romantic love. Yet, she told me to erase her, so this love would never come to fruition. She, who I loved, told me to cut her down with my own two hands.
It's like I bullied you. Yeah, what a bully you are, Sister Muking. Was falling in love supposed to hurt this much?
Sadly, that can be the case. Yeah. In a way, it's kind of hard for me to imagine the feeling of someone the feeling you would get if someone you loved told you, you have to cut me down. Like, what? It is hard to imagine, like, you can try, but I feel like in a way it's impossible to create that image in your head. Yeah. Hesitantly, she placed her hand on my shoulder.
No. I'm sorry. Love is supposed to be something sweet.
Yeah. My Martian uncle left soon enough. In the middle of the night, a sharp unease roused me from my sleep. Unable to return to my slumber, I rose to take a quick stroll and breathe in some fresh air. Each step filled me with a greater sense of dread. Was it the snow or the clouds? I felt that something foul must have been afoot. Walking, I chanced upon Master.
Master?
Snow fell, dark clouds covering the sky. As the wind blew, the air stirred ominously outside. I seemed to hear a ruckus in the distance. Suddenly, a bright flash of lightning struck down the town below.
Inauspicious signs. Demons are stirring.
She turned away as the thunder rumbled. In her hand was her sword, as if she had been prepared to head out at this time of the night.
I'll head down to the town at the base of the mountain and take care of whatever is happening. Master, I will accompany! You stay here. Huh? Lixue, you stay here.
Stunned by Master's cold rejection, I wordlessly watched as she stepped upon her flying sword and departed, and I did not follow. The town below was on fire. Even so, I did not follow.
Why did you tell me to stay here?
I continued my late night stroll, having no way to sleep. The time must have been around 2 hours past midnight. Then I came across Sister Muking as well.
Lixue, why are you awake at such an hour? Couldn't sleep. She headed down to the town at the base of the mountain, saying that demons were stirring. Was she speaking of evil ghosts or demonic cultivators? Demon hunting, huh? She didn't take you with her.
I shook my head.
By the looks of it, you have no intention of sleeping when your dear master is out fighting the forces of evil. You won't be doing her any favors wearing yourself out, pacing around. Let's talk. About what? Great ancestor, you should have more interesting stories than me, so I will leave the talking to you. If I talk about the demons and ghosts of my era, you might be spooked. At least right now, you have no strong demonic cultivation sect, and no demonic grandmaster using the demons and such, right? Demonic grandmaster?
I wouldn't be so sure about that. I feel like there might be one.
Evil ghosts are emboldened by leadership, and strong demons tend to mean a strong demonic faction. The good thing is that most of the problems back then should be dead.
Okay. Shoot. Doesn't mean they are, right?
Small fries are small fries.
True.
No one really cares much about them. But the strong ones, they got hunted down. What was it like hunting demons back then? Some ordeals were more difficult than the others. Most troublesome one was a demon with 1,000 faces.
Ugh.
He didn't follow the Grandmaster of the demonic cultivators at the time, so it was really a pain. Was it not better for demons to not follow the Grandmaster? The Grandmaster had subjugated demonic cultivation world and brought it under her heel. Her strong demonic energy made many demons subservient to her by their animal instinct. At the very least, they behaved less like wild beasts. Of course, an army under an organized leader might be worse than a horde of animals.
I guess.
You speak pretty mildly about the demonic Grandmaster. She wasn't too bad, not really. Even though she was a demonic cultivator? Demonic cultivators still have their rationality. The orthodox cultivators are just way too quick to assume that they are monsters. Certainly call them mere monsters would be demeaning to all those they harmed. Just like there are different personalities amongst the orthodox cultivators, there are different personalities amongst the demonic cultivators.
Makes sense. Obviously.
I won't deny that to reach the peak of the demonic world, the Grandmaster must have shed a lot of blood. But back to that thousand-faced demon. That was one of the first ones Mang and I took down together.
Oh. Interesting.
Mang didn't like ghosts or demons. At best she was okay with them, but when push came to shove, she was much better at dealing with them than I was. What a way to put Miss Xuan's feelings on demons! She probably had a grudge against them for bullying her when she was weaker. Bullying? Is that really the right way to describe being attacked by demons? Haha, you'd be surprised.
I mean, yeah. I imagine there might be demons that just try to bully you. As usual, actual these mysteries continue to grow.
So regarding the thousand-faced demon, did it truly have 1,000 faces? Yeah, it was an ugly thing. Faces running down its sides, expressions all in agony. It was a creature that ate people and collected its victims' faces and souls.
That's sick. I shuddered imagining what such a demon would look like. Ugh. At best my mental image was grotesque. Yeah?
To kill it, every single face had to be destroyed.
Oh my god.
Every single soul had to be released. The demon core would otherwise move from face to face.
Gee, that's nuts. So if it has 1,000 faces, you really need to strike it 1,000 times. That's nuts.
As if taunting its hunters, it would use the faces to speak in the voice of a human and cry, pretending that the victim still could be saved.
Damn. So basically, if that demon ate someone that was close to the hunter really might be having a rough time, because the demon just takes the face of that person and, you know, speaks in his voice, and the hunter is in a problematic situation, right? You hear a familiar voice, what the hell? Yeah, I can see that. What a nasty creature.
A number of cultivators has fallen to that streak, refusing to kill a face that could still be a living person.
I knew it!
It wasn't that I didn't understand that, but as long as one face remained intact, the demon could escape, shedding its mass and seek out more victims. In order to stop it once and for all, we had to set a few traps in preparation.
Yeah. So basically it would be best if you had something that could cause massive damage. Yeah. Something that would cause damage to more than one face at a time. You'd just get some dynamite or something like that, come on. She described the demon hunting and the night passed. After a long story she stretched. I hadn't expected to be so enraptured by her tales of adventure. Why not? I think it was super interesting. They fought side by side, clashing and tripping over each other as plans fell apart, yet they still watched each other's backs after a compromise. Ultimately coming together to strike the last blow, Sister Muking and Miss Xuan achieved a glorious victory. What a nice story. All of my cultivation had not caught up to Masters. I wish that I could be her support like they were for each other and become strong enough to protect her. Yet she wanted me to kill her. The thought dampened my spirits, so I lightly slapped my face.
Really, still, the weather's foul. I could really do with a drink right now, but looks like it's about time for me to go. Why? By my estimates, your master should be returning soon. Like I've said before, I have no intention of meeting her, so ta-ta! But until later!
Before I finished saying goodbye, her image faded away. I wondered how she noticed Master when I could not feel Master's spiritual presence. At best, Master was at the edge of Dewy Peak. The snow slowly hissed, as the last snowflake fluttered to the ground. Another flash of light came, followed by a loud peal of thunder. Master returned. As she descended, I ran over to her, and she fell into my arms. I was at first surprised, and then I smelled the sharp scent of blood. Holding her in my arms, I felt the sting of faint wisps of demonic energy clinging to her.
Master! Lixiu, you're still awake. Oof, there was a stronger demon than I expected. You're injured!
She winced and clutched her stomach and chest where the lower and middle dantian were located, as if those important places had been injured. I did not see blood there, so I feared that it was not her physical body but her spiritual body that had been damaged. I tried to purify demonic energy externally, but what I could read from her seemed to be replenished immediately from something that hid inside of her body.
The demon is dead. Half of the town has burned down, but they should be able to rebuild as one. No one died.
Wow.
Do not speak anymore, let me bring you to bed.
A cold drop of sweat ran down her forehead. She coughed, unable to hold back, and spit up a mouthful of dark, dirty blood. Oh shit.
Ah, such an anxious expression, Lixiu. I hate that I put it on your face.
Hypocrite, god damn it. I lifted her body, which was as light as a feather, and brought her inside to a warm room, placing her in a bed. She seemed in pain, her delicate brows furrowed. I grabbed a number of reference books to find what medicine I should make before I read the materials for it. Grinding herbs and applying spiritual energy to the mush, I listened, as her pain breathing steady. By the time I finished the medicine, it seemed that she was unconscious. I slowly spoon-fed her the medicine, hoping that she could swallow and process the healing energy. I apologized internally that the medicine was surely quite bitter. Once the medicine was done with, I sat by her bedside. Thinking that she was unconscious, I kissed her cold fingertips.
I love you, bye, Funk Fei.
I wanted to call her by her name. If someone else had picked me up in the snow, I would not have fallen for them. In my heart was only her. She was asleep, so I could tell her these feelings that I had realized in my chest. Then I would let go of them, these which would never bloom.
No, you cannot love me that way. Hey? I know!
She stayed bedridden for a number of days after. Not only did the fight with the demon damage her dantian, demonic energy also snaked its way into her weakened body, forcing her to fight against it. Pretending my words of love had never happened, I continued to tend at her bedside.
You might have to cut down the tree this year. Why? Even though it does not bloom, it is still alive! Cut her down. When she wilts and dies, let the ancient peach tree move on, and perhaps the next tree planted in that spot will live a happier life and bloom.
Master always sounded so fatalistic about the unblooming tree, saying without the doubt that it would perish without letting me once see its blossom. Do you really not get what she means?
I don't want to plant a new tree. I wish that the tree would flower. The normal peach tree only lives 1 or 2 decades. Her time has long been up. Perhaps it was cultivated to become a yao and hit some stumbling block. It would be nice if the peach tree could succeed. Yeah, I suppose it would be. J-Peak is dense with spiritual energy. This should be a good place for a yao to cultivate. Yeah, it is.
Seeing her cough, I poured her a cup of warm water. She nursed the cup, taking a few sips, but the coughing did not stop. So she set the cup aside. Instead, coughing turned to wheezing, and between her fingers I saw a few droplets of red. That dark demonic energy swirled around her, corroding her spiritual energy that tried to combat it. The miasma sent a chill down my spine. She had not recovered at all.
Master!
She stared at me in the eye as if she had given up.
Lixue, you must cut me down now, or else the whole cultivation realm will be doomed. No! Please. I beg of you, Lixue.
Red, black blood came out her mouth. The demonic energy swarmed to the blood like locusts, festering in it like maggots.
You cannot allow me to bring calamity to this world.
She grasped weakly at my sleeve, tonguing to convince me.
No! Please.
I panicked, my heart in disarray. I could not stand here desperate, pleading for that seemed to suffer immeasurable pain.
Before you act hastily, knock her out.
Sister Mooking's clear voice cut through my distress.
I won't show myself right now, but follow my instructions. First knock her out. Her own negative emotions should be feeding the demonic energy.
I nodded.
I'm sorry!
I followed Sister Mooking's instruction and knocked her out.
Let me show you how to seal away the demonic energy.
She started to develop an array, making it up in the moment, telling me what to draw. With no good spiritual ink at hand, I bit into my fingers and drew with my blood. The markings would disappear once the array was activated. A good hour passed.
Is this enough?
I activated the array with a flash of white light. My hands were trembling. Blood oozed out of the multitude of small cuts even as they began to heal.
No. It's only a stopgap before the more complicated steps. This won't be enough. Just keep her asleep for now. You should know how to do that, right? Yes! And while you're at it, seal away her memories of this as well. Sealing away memories? That's unheard of.
At least it wasn't unheard of outside of demonic arts.
Something as simple as a few memories of someone as weak as your master is easy. I can seal away the entire realm's memory of a name, a place, a history. So why shouldn't you be able to at least erect a temporary dam to protect your master's mind?
She explained to me how to create a small memory blocking spell.
Protect! Such an excuse is worse than no excuse at all! Alright. I don't want her to remember feeling my presence here if her spiritual senses were sharp enough to notice me.
I disagreed with Sister Mooking's appraisal of the situation. It felt more for protecting my own heart than anything else.
If you say such a thing!
I followed her directions, and by the time I finished, Monster's brows seemed to have relaxed. Looking at her peacefully sleeping form, I apologized silently and left the room. I exited to the familiar courtyard, stopping by the flowerless tree. As I frowned, Sister Mooking showed herself before me.
Your master is unlucky. How do you know about all of this? How to deal with demonic energy like that and how to cast mental manipulation spells, huh? Those are frowned upon, aren't they? What can I say? I'm pretty intimate with demonic arts. Are you a demonic cultivator? Put that sword down. You've never beaten me in a spar. And I'm not a demonic cultivator. What is it with kids these days? Saying demonic cultivator this, demonic cultivator that, just like those bunch of old fogies. My apologies, I was too hasty. Out of all the people in this world, I should be the so-called righteous cultivator most knowledgeable about demonic cultivators. Some of the secrets that I'll tell you to help you deal with your master's problem as she temporarily sleeps. Well, let's just say that they are really secrets. If you're caught knowing them by the wrong people, your head might not be connected to your neck for very long. Are the dark arts? Will they not hurt her? Fight poison with poison. To start with, Even demonic cultivators have healing practices. They're just a bit too distasteful for the typical orthodox cultivator to deal with. Don't worry, I won't do anything to hurt her. Do you trust me?
I looked at her, seeing through her ghostly body. Did I trust her? She who had forged my vengeful sword and taught me so many of her secret skills. The answer to her question seemed so simple.
Yes, I trust you. Good, good. Thank you for trusting me in with your secrets. No, I just can't stand you losing the person you love yet. Yeah, I would have disqualified you as a person if you gave up on her.
Oh, nice. Master slept for a while longer, and I cared for her under Sister Muking's guidance. The demonic energy dissipated, and eventually she awoke. The relief I felt as her eyes fluttered open grudgingly could not be described. She recovered. As if nothing had happened, our idyllic everydays returned. Normal and peaceful, perhaps unmemorable days. I liked our days without strife.
I feel as if I awoke from a long dream.
She gently pat my head. But there was no such thing as a dream that lasts forever. Walking around in the courtyard, having conversation with Mr. Muking, I complacently thought of the future. Fengwan's sword was warm in my hand.
Are you happy right now? And the matter with your master? I gave up pursuing Bang Fang Fei. My affections, they will never bloom, so if placing them aside will allow us to continue being as we are, then I will simply continue calling her master forevermore. Bye, Fang Fei. If you're satisfied, that's fine. I'm happiest when I accompany her. Even if I have to walk beside her a few steps. Behind her a few steps. Likshui.
To caught up in my thoughts, I had not noticed her approach. A sense of dread rose in my chest when she froze, her eyes locked onto Sister Muking.
Master! That spirit! No!
With muffling screams of pain, she fell to her knees, clutching at her head. I ran to her before being pushed back by an outburst of demonic energy that had sent a sharp ringing through my ears. Her scream stopped and she slowly rose, hand over her face as if unused to this body.
You're not master! Awakening to this vessel. I'm surprised. I'm surprised to see your dirty men before me, by King.
Bye? Bye?
Meng.
What? I saw that coming.
Don't call me that. What is that they call me nowadays? Ancient calamity. It was just so funny. The name Xuan Mengdi has been forgotten, but that's fine. I'm just a vengeful spirit now, aren't I? Li Xue, your master is sorry. I slept, and I've awoken, and I'll finally destroy this accursed realm. I can't have you fools get in my way.
Xuan Mengdi drew Master's sword, pointing the blade at Sister Muking and me.
You!
That sword did not belong to her. Sister Muking picked up a sword from nearby.
I'm afraid I can't let you leave.
She gestured with her hand, triggering a flash of light around the boundary of Jui Peak. At some point, she must have set up some sort of sealing array around the peak, preventing the ancient Karmpi's demonic energy from sweeping out and attracting a horde of demons. What? How? And why? I didn't know if I could trust her anymore.
Chee, that's fine. I was going to loop off your head before leaving anyhow. I'm dead, so that might be hard. Shut up!
Xuan Mengdi moved like a blur, slashing at Bai Muking with a blade covered in demonic energy. Damn. Muking blocked the blow and jumped back.
Hasty. Hasty, I waited thousands of years to send you to hell.
Xuan Mengdi closed in on Muking once more, slashing Muking with mad fervor. Yet I could not deny that there was skill in her swordsmanship. A swordsmanship tainted with demonic insanity. They locked blades. Xuan Mengdi pushed against Muking, trying to use her wave to overwhelm Muking. Her demonic energy swirled, and the air around them seemed to thicken. However, Master's build was too small and the demonic art insufficient.
You're weak. Let me speak with you properly instead of fighting Mang Mang. Who wants to listen to your damn snake dog? That's the first thing I'll cut off.
Their standstill lasted only for a moment. Muking twisted, breaking the tension between their swords, and threw a quick kick toward Xuan Mengdi's abdomen. Leaping back, Xuan Mengdi retaliated, throwing a small hidden weapon toward Muking. The projectile whistled a ghastly sound as it flew through the air. Muking dodged, wincing as it shattered into tainted shrapnel, but that burned like acid through a nearby rock. Even for a spirit with a materialized body, that would not be an laughable injury. Exchanging blows, they seemed as if in their own universe, dancing to some angry ceremony between the two of them. The ancient calamity didn't see me as a threat, even though the body she stole was my master's. Sparks flew as the demonic and spiritual energies imbued in their blades clashed. White against black, black against white. A practice sword sharpened by spiritual energy alone crashed against a proper spirit sword tainted with an incompatible darkness. I watched, training my eyes on their movements. They jumped into the fray.
2-on-1, how honorable you are. Not afraid to hurt your dear masterly Q, eh?
I took a swipe at her, my blow deflected much too easily.
You're not my master, Xuan Mengdi!
She was right. Rather than fight to kill, I want to fight to disarm or incapacitate.
I think you might be a bit a bit of a dimwit. Is that why this body by Muking seem to like you? Mang. You can shut up.
I swung my sword, but my strike was dodged. Receiving payback in the form of a barrage of hidden weapons, I had to dash backwards. As I waited, Xuan Mengdi rushed at Muking. Metal grated on metal. Master's sword was crying out. I struck, thank one sword leaving the shadow of a spiritual energy as it sliced through the air. Kicking my sword, Xuan Mengdi utilized the momentum of the attack to fly over my head and land behind me. She was in my blind spot. I hastily turned.
Like Xue, watch out!
Muking's sword interrupted Xuan Mengdi's ambush, the conflicting energies imbued in the sword screeching. She retook Xuan Mengdi's attention.
This fight should be between just you and me. What qualification do you have to say that? You should just be a warm-up. It's alright, I'll raise the demonic realm again and let those little beasts fest to their heart's delight. The cultivation realm wouldn't be so much better without those so-called righteous cultivators. I'll cut the ones from the pie pavilion, limb by limb, and skin them alive. And if any of those old foes from back when they're still alive. The pie pavilion has already been destroyed. Is that so? Enough talking.
Xuan Mengdi breathed. Her eyes saw. The sword in her hand moved like light. It missed Muking. A talisman flew out, proving her sword strike to be a feint, and caused a surge of demonic energy to envelop Muking. The darkness constricted around her body, snaking up to choke her throat. She could not dematerialize back into spirit form, but she did not let go of her sword. Dude, in before our girl will have to cut down both of them. Having disabled Muking, Xuan Mengdi readied her blade.
Just like before, you're easier to catch with non-lethal weapons by Muking, you...
I couldn't let her kill Muking, and charged to intercept the attack while she was still focused on Muking.
You're a really annoying, you insect! Don't you know not to interrupt your elders when they are speaking?
In an overwhelming assault, we exchanged a few blows and locked blades. I dug my heels on the ground, marking growths into it, as I was physically pushed back by the force of her blade. The air stiffened. Then she drove a heavy kick into my abdomen. My body flew across the courtyard like a ragdoll. I hit the ground with a toot that forced the air out my lungs. I tasted blood on my tongue as I gasped. She walked over, forcing me to my knees.
This body will try a fit if I kill you right now.
She grabbed my face with an iron grip.
I don't hate complacent people like you.
As her fingers dug in my head, she stomped on my hand that she saw, inching toward the Feng Guan sword, and lightly pushed the sword just out of reach with her foot.
Just don't get in the way.
Was that supposed to be a smile? On Bai Fang Fei's face, she made such an ugly expression that I wanted to cry and turn my eyes away, but I couldn't. As if carving into my skull, her grip only tightened when she channeled demonic energy in my head. It was a spell, a curse. Throbbing pain overwhelmed my mind. As if I was being burned alive, ground to pieces, ripped to pieces, my head hurt. My vision warped. It hurt. And then I came darkness. What was I doing? I felt as if I had seen a long and terrible nightmare. My eyes fluttered open. I must have fallen asleep with my head on Master's lap. So comfortable was the smell of peaches that I had drifted off to the land of dreams. Her cool hand covered my eyes for a moment. Had I been crying? Now I could no longer remember the nightmare I must have had, and instead tried to think of what we had been doing before I fell asleep.
You need not think about it.
It must be nothing. My head laid on Master's lap so pleasantly that I did not want to get up, but I knew that I should not bother her too much.
Master, I should get up. You can stay here as long as you would like, Rikshue.
She gently pat my head, making me hold back a lazy sigh. It was warm. I wondered if spring had already come without me noticing. I reoriented myself to my surroundings, forcing my sleepy eyes open. The courtyard looked as usual without a single scarf. The tree with no blossoms, no buds stayed the same as well, its branches bare. The spring still had not bloomed.
I wish it would flower. Perhaps one day it will. If it flowers, will it bear fruit? Ripe and juicy sweet peaches? The most fragrant and delicious peaches. We could make fruit wine together from the peaches, and when year passes, we could drink it together. Likshu has really matured, thinking of drinking alcohol. I was simply curious how wine we make together would taste. Sister Muking would have liked it. Who?
My thoughts skidded to a halt. I should not have mentioned her. Then I paused. Who was Muking? Although the name left my mouth, for some reason I could not remember who that person was and what her face looked like. When would I have met such a person?
I wonder.
G-Peak was a place for just the two of us.
Perhaps you met that person in a dream?
I couldn't help but think of a story about a man who dreamed. The man dreamed that he was a butterfly and did not know that he was a man. When he awoke, he knew he was certainly a man. Let's have a look. Where is it? The butterfly dream. One night, Zhuangzi dreamed of being a butterfly. A happy butterfly showing off and doing things as he pleased. Okay. We'll come back to that. No, not like that. Unaware of being Zhuangzi. Suddenly he awoke drowsily Zhuangzi again, and he could not tell whether it was Zhuangzi who had dreamt the butterfly or the butterfly dreaming Zhuangzi, but there must be some difference between them. This is called the transformation of things. Okay. The butterfly dream is referred to as Mengdi. Oh. And Zhuangzi, a major philosophical text considered a foundational text of Taoism. Zhuangzi Chuanchu is a collection of anecdotes, allegories, parables, and fables written in the late Warring States period of China. Among the most famous stories within the text are the butterfly dream and the joy of fish. Oof. Zhuangzi and Huizi were crossing the Hao River by the dam. Zhuangzi said, "See how free the fishes leap and dart. That is their happiness." Huizi replied, "Since you are not a fish, how do you know what makes fishes happy?" Zhuangzi said, "Since you are not, how can you possibly know that I do not know what makes fishes happy?" Huizi argued, "If I, not being you, cannot know what you know, it follows that you, not being a fish, cannot know what they know. The argument is complete." Zhuangzi said, "Wait a minute, let us get back to the original question. What you asked me was, how do you know what makes fishes happy? From the terms of your question, you eventually know I know what makes fishes happy. I know the joy of fishes in the river through my own joys as I go walking along the same river." Alright. Those philosophers, like, let's not even get into them. That's too high of a level of thinking. Yet he did not know if he was a man who had a dream or who had dreamed of being a butterfly, or a butterfly who was dreaming of being a man. Even now the story filled me with a strangeness.
Yet it must have been truly a mysterious dream. Was it a good dream? Must be one with ups and downs, but I cherished it. Although I no longer remember, it must have been a wonderful dream.
Something was missing in the hollow of my heart. However, her warmth quickly filled the gap. Really? Oh, I read this already. The ancients wrote that a man might never be able to understand the joy of a fish. Point as he would only say that a fish may have obtained human happiness. Right now, I was the fish that one might point to and say, "She was happy, but was my fish heart satisfied?" Simple, peaceful days with Master were more than I could ever hope for. A night and a day passed in a blink of an eye.
Are you happy right now? Undoubtedly, but this must be a dream. I see. Have a good trip, Lixue. Yes. Goodbye, Master.
The butterfly dream shattered. I was falling. Falling for a long time. I landed on the ground as if I had fallen on clouds. I pushed myself up to my feet and glanced around my surroundings, which did not appear to be any place I knew on Jui Peak. This was an empty and lonely place. A little bit away, I spotted Master alone. She held a piece of old jade in her hand, wistfully looking at it. The jade was no spiritual jade, but a familiar-looking accessory. I approached with sluggish steps, pushing aside the tool pain in my head that felt like needles stabbing through my skull.
Master! Master? By Funk Fei!
She finally reacted, turning to face me.
You should not be here. Where are we? I'm the spirit of this peach tree, the Yao born from its life. Here is the liminal space of this tree that will no longer bloom. You should have never come here. This is the place I was born and the place I will disappear. There's no place for you.
She gripped the jade.
But you are here. I must have come here for a reason, even if I do not understand what it is. Your master is me, and I am Bai Fang Fei, but we are not the same. I'm the fragment of Bai Fang Fei that stays awake here to see when all will end. The ancient calamity has taken my body. She will destroy the realm and kill while I can, at best, only watch.
She and I glanced over each other's memories. For the slightest moment, I saw but a fragment, and I remembered the past, a time long before I woke as a Yao.
The reason you are here may be to hear this story and harden your convictions, so I'll tell you about the past, Lixue. The past! I'm a peach tree. I was planted on Jui Peak a long time ago by two people who lived a happy life here ages before we had even been born. I, the tree, would flower and bear fruit, and I must have seen those two smile so many times, so happy as if all was right in the world.
Let me guess. King and her love.
I, as a tree, had very little needs, and those two alone in their own world had little conflicts with the outside world. By King and Xuan Mengdi, they lived in peace. That peace was not fated to last. I saw her, Xuan Mengdi, the ancient calamity, die under my peach tree, covered in grievous wounds. Her grudges lingered and soaked into my roots. Soon after, the other half of the pair thrust her treasured blade into her chest, watering my roots with her hard blood. I remember that she was crying, unlike how she and her other half used to smile together under my branches. She, Bai King, must have made the world forget about what had happened. I was alone on G Peak from then on. All alone, I absorbed spiritual energy until I woke up as the person named Bai Fangfei. At some point I left this place and met the people of Dalin sect on my journey. But when I divined the path of the heavenly way, I returned to my solitude upon Jui Peak.
I knew just how long she was alone before we met, and it was an excruciatingly long time.
From the start I saw that you would cut me down, or the world would be bathed in blood. I'm sorry. For my selfish reasons I picked you up. I mean, you treated me tenderly with love, so I don't regret the time we spent together. Cut me down. That cannot be done. You have the ability to make the ancient calamity's plans crumble to pieces. The only cost is a tree long past its due date. As I am right now, I can do nothing. The ancient calamity and I are already inexplicably tied together. There is no blade in this world that can cut our souls apart, so the only option is to eliminate all that is attached to her. Lixue, please fulfill this single request of mine. Please. I have nothing left that I can do, so please, do not let me destroy this beautiful world. But will you allow the tragedy to repeat? If you were to die, do you even understand how that makes me feel? If you wanted me to kill you, you should have raised me to hate you. Bai Fangfei loved you. She felt lucky to have met you. I feel lucky to have met you. If I could, would I not also ask for you and I to live in harmony together forever? However, the heavenly way cannot be averted, so please, kill me. We are not fated to be together. The little bit of fate we shared was your blade above my neck, so if I had to choose you or me, I would always choose you. Rather than to let me devastate the world, hurt you and everyone else, I would rather you live and let me die. I'm unskilled in divination, but you've drawn much too many conclusions from what you've seen. Can't you understand what the heavenly way says? I reject your interpretation of the heavenly way. And if your interpretation is correct, then I reject the heavenly way itself.
I said these words that I had no way to back up.
If that is what you say, you must not linger here regardless. Leave this place.
Images flooded in my mind, telling me how to exit the liminal space. I felt that I would be ejected soon, so I tried to reach out my hand to her.
Come with me! I cannot.
She shook her head.
Goodbye, Lixue. This is not a promise to meet again, but rather a final farewell.
I gasped, opening my eyes once more in the physical world. The pain in my body told me that I had returned to where I was before Xuan Mengdi's curse had sent me spiraling through a dream and the liminal space. King had freed herself from her bindings. She and Xuan Mengdi were locked in a fierce battle. For a second, their eyes noticed me awakening, but neither deigned to do more, returning their attention back to the fight.
Shh. I hate you! I hate you! Yeah, I hate you! Why won't you just die and disappear already? You have to linger around and bother me after you died! Because I love you too much. I want to accompany you even after death. Because I wasn't able to accompany you properly during life.
What the joke?
By booking! By booking! You don't know what affection is? That's right. I'm heartless. I'm useless. Love me and hate me, Mang Mang. Just let me explain, please.
What is there to explain?
Their swords collided.
You tricked me!
That's why I'll kill you! The feeling for losing your autonomy, of being powerless, violated like a puppet. You understand it at all? I thought you understood! But you're the same as everyone else! Also wanted everything to be true. I gave you my heart, I gave up my revenge, I gave you everything, and you fucking stepped all over it! Did you think it was kind of you to give devil the money cultivator a little taste of happiness before seeking the orthodox sex on her? Intentionally luring me to a trap in the place I thought was home and then letting them kill me! It hurt! You think that I have the decency to kill yourself?
I didn't send them after you, those dogs. I wasn't the one. I wouldn't do something to hurt you like that, much less let them kill you. Mang Mang, believe in me.
Do you think I believe that? Huh? Swear on the heavenly way, swear on your very existence!
I'll swear on anything you want.
Then go ahead, Baimukinki. Say the vows to the beloved heavens, and let me see if it'll strike you down or not.
I swear, on the heavenly way, that I took no part in the conspiracy that took your life. If I'm lying, then may I be painfully incinerated to a second death. When you died, my world was empty. I must have gone mad. I set the pavilion onto the path of destruction, cursed the major sects, and removed the memory of us and our Jewish peak from the world. I want to keep our place for just the two of us intact. Then I suppose I ended my life since I wanted to follow you. I just hadn't thought that I would wake up again and meet you again like this. I certainly haven't way that I love you, sure, Miggy, so will you believe me?
Shut up!
They paused and waited. If Sister Muking had lied, the heavenly way would strike her down. She would burn or be struck by lightning or disintegrate another way, but nothing happened. She had told the truth. Shuan Mengdi lowered her sword, stepping closer to Muking.
So they lied to me? I should have known. Even if they took your identifying items, I should have never listened to those dogs. But does mean I'll stop my revenge. The cultivation world must burn. So, King, why don't you join me? We can deal with them together, you and me, just like the old days. And when things are done, I suppose we can return here and leave out of the rest of it together. Ascension? If you want, we can try this. With no cultivation realm, there is no need to worry about the money cultivator. There's the money cultivator dead.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Why?
I can't let you destroy the cultivation realm. Our time is long past. Let the Yaos live their lives.
Why? It's what has wronged me and you. It's filled with dirty things, so what's wrong with destroying it?
I don't want to dirty our hands any further. I don't want for us to be consumed by hatred. What comes after you're done?
King, I don't think you understand. I'm dead. The heart that beats in this chest isn't mine. All I have left is grudge, so there is nothing else I have left to do. It's empty here and I need to fill it up. In the end, you still won't choose me?
Kshu and Mengdi rushed in with her blade wrapped in the burning energy, aiming for Muking's heart. Even though Muking should have been able to dodge such an attack, she didn't.
I'll always choose you.
The darkness-covered sword pierced through her body.
King, what's wrong with you?
I'm just not willing to let you burn out.
If you die now, your soul will be never being reincarnated. You'll really be gone forever.
Muking began to shudder, her soul eroding to pieces around the heart. Like 1,000 butterflies of light, they dissipated.
I'm sorry. I was never able to protect you and make you happy. Oh, I'm sure that my existence was what caused you to veer off your path and suffer so much sadness. Without me there, you would have been able to reach the peak of the world and ascend with no one ever daring to wrong you again. This is my final apology. Megman, I love you so.
She disappeared before she could say her final words. I never understood Sister Muking until the end.
Sister Muking!
Fengwan's sword cried in my hand and screamed like a blazing flame, knowing that it would never feel the spirit of its creator ever again.
Bye, Muking! You weren't supposed to do that. No, 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 no! You're supposed to dodge. You're supposed to fight me and take me down and promise in the future, even if we're dead. Why?
She dropped Master's sword to the ground, falling her knees as she grabbed at the motes of light left behind. For a little while I watched as Xuan Mingdi cried. No, I actually averted my eyes, but I could not block my ears. She cried.
You... Liksue. Honorable of you not to attack me when I'm down. I mean, Sister Muking loved you.
She didn't pick up the sword, but instead grabbed me as if upset that I dared to say Muking's name.
I'll be honest, I'm not in the mood to fight right now. You have two choices, kill this body and kill me now, or let me consume her and destroy the cultivation realm. This is my kindness to you. I'm not like Muking, so I'll just let you choose. But you don't have that much time, so hurry up and decide. Let me see if at least one pair of people can be happy here, or if we'd all been cursed from the start.
I knew that if I fought Xuan Mingdi one-on-one, I would lose. And somehow I also knew that she was telling the truth when she allowed me to choose an option.
I really don't understand you. I don't understand your Sister Muking.
I readied Fengwan's sword.
So you kill me and your master to prevent the destruction of the realm, huh?
We're not having a conversation, not in the truest sense of communication, but rather just saying words to the air. My hands trembled, even as Fengwan's sword emitted a reassuring warmth.
That sword, Fengwan's sword, not a terrible blade. Today again under.
What could I do? What would I do?
Both of those options are terrible.
Steadying my breaths, I circulated the spiritual energy in my core and call upon my spirit forging flames to make my blade impossibly sharp.
Go ahead, cut me down.
No, that was wrong. What I wanted to make sharp was not just the blade, but my very soul. Thus, I set my soul aflame and sharpened it, channeling into the Fengwan sword. Even though it hurt, I became the sword, and the sword became me. My eyes saw where Master, Bai Fangfei, and Xuan Mingdi's souls had melded together. Too mixed to cut, perhaps a normal person would say. I was long beyond the point of giving up. If a happy ending was impossible, then I simply had to make a miracle happen. So I cut the very concept of the connection between their souls. The cry of a Fengwan whistled through the air. As if it had finished its last task, Fengwan's sword shattered.
By Muking, you goddamn cheater!
Xuan Mingdi and Bai Fangfei's souls broke away from each other. Free of a physical body, Xuan Mingdi's soul appeared before me as she gradually broke into little pieces and faded, unable to sustain herself in the living world any further.
I won't be reincarnating anyway, not with these broken souls, I guess. I'll see you later, Muking.
I saw as Xuan Mingdi disappeared into tiny bits of light that were just as beautiful as Sister Muking's soul. I wondered if she was happy. Feeling the backlash of spiritual energy coursing through my body, I dropped to the ground and vomited blood.
I see. This must have been what she saw in the heavenly way.
I could barely stand, so I crawled over to Master, and I saw her spirit rise from her body as if she was making to leave. She was trying to go just like the other two.
You can't go! Not when I didn't cut you down, not when you're still alive! A future vow to you is unacceptable!
She made a blank expression as if she didn't know anything. as if her soul had been wiped blank, corrupted by the demonic Grandmaster's soul for much too long. I could not accept that.
I love you!
I wanted her to remember all the times we had together. At the very least, I wanted her to live.
I love you more than anyone else in the world, and I want to spend the rest of my days with you. Lixue. I want to call your name and stay by your side. So please don't go.
After I spoke, I coughed up another mouthful of blood. She seemed to hold her head in discomfort, a light returning her eyes, and her soul returned to her body. I waited, seeing her chest move up and down as she breathed once more. Slowly her eyes fluttered open. She took my hand.
I'm happy.
While her voice was still weak, I heard her words loud and clear.
I think I should be allowed to say this to you now, Lixue. Yes. I love you too.
Bai Fangfei smiled beautifully. The two of us stayed bedridden for a long time. I tasted her congee for the first time in years, and just like before, it was delicious, so pleasant and warm in my stomach. The medicine I had to drink tasted bitter, but her kisses were sweeter than any candy, given to soften the unpleasant taste. Before we knew it, spring arrived.
The tree flowered! Yeah. I never thought that I would see the day. Fangfei!
I was still a little flustered saying her name.
Her flowers are beautiful!
Surely she would bloom next year and the year after for as long as we were here.
If she bears fruit, we can eat the peaches in summer. In autumn, perhaps we can make some fruit wine. Then in winter, the wine should be ready.
Talking of fruit wine reminded me of Sister Muking and Kshuwa Mingdi. The two had passed, but their existences had left a deep impression on both of us. They didn't say it was a scar. It was more like a precious memory of the past.
Do you think we could save a jar for them?
Although I did not say their names, she knew who I was talking about.
Yeah.
Making such a mundane conversation, I was satisfied. My body still hurt, but my heart was filled with warmth. These flowers were celebratory flowers, flowers that would congratulate us each year. I, who loved her, was also loved. When I opened my eyes, I saw her before me. Once upon a time, I never could have imagined the feelings overflowing from my heart. Yet this was not a dream but our reality, and we would continue onward together. From that moment on, I must have been happy. That was lovely. I'm so glad that those two girls at least could have had their, like, happy ever after, I guess. Obviously, feeling a bit sorry, quite very sorry for Muking and, you know, the love of her life to not be able to actually be together. That's definitely the sad part. They deserved better. But, well, at least Lixue and her master could be together now. And I guess they can spend their lives together. Very long lives, that's for sure as well. That's for sure. Dude, what a story. Absolutely lovely, man. Also, it's another main menu music that I could just sit back, I don't know, either headphones on head or playing out of the speakers and let it play. And just listen to that. Yeah. I might do that in a moment. A game from 2021. Created for NaNoRenO back in the day. Lovely story, which contained a bit of Chinese fantasy. But that fantasy is definitely very touching. Definitely very touching. And came to an end, in a way, unfortunately. On the other, again, glad to see that, well, our protagonist and the love of her life could be together at the very end. Also, the fact that she was able to cut the connection somehow, fantastic. The connection with the demonic side. But yeah, the other two, well, I guess their love couldn't get to actual fruition in a way. With first situation, Muking cutting her love and then overhear it happening the other way around. Sure, in a way it, I guess, kind of saved their souls, but you know, would be nice if they could reconnect anyway, somewhere, somehow. Lovely story. Lovely story. Made me a little bit want to, you know, shed a tear, not gonna lie. Just a little bit. But it makes me... I think I'm getting old. And the old age is bringing that out of me. Or something like that. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, lovely game. For Noki, please keep at working on games. I guess the most recent one was the Final Prices, which we played already, so yeah. I think there are a few more which I picked up either on itch or on Steam, so in a close or far future we might be playing some of those as well. Yeah. For today, let's end it. And I guess tomorrow I'll sit to recording another game. Hope you enjoyed this one. You know, as per usual, consider liking the video, subscribing, always super appreciated. And I wish you an absolutely wonderful day. Hopefully you too will find the love of your life. And hopefully with a happy ending. Yeah. Have a great one. Bye bye.